Hey, Jim Bob, where are you, Jim Bob? I heard that in California, it's all the rage right now to have a saltwater hot tub. And you know, if they're doing it in California, we gotta do it here in Texas, right? So, Jim Bob, I got me some salt, and I was just gonna pour this here whole box into the hot tub so we could have a saltwater hot tub just like them Californians. Jim Bob? Jim Bob, where are you? Where in tarnation are you, Jim Bob? Well, in actuality, we are talking about saltwater hot tubs today, but we're not talking about just pouring a bunch of salt in there. But before we get going, I think I need to change. Okay, that's a little better. But before you accuse me of making fun of Texans or Californians, and I kind of was just a little, I've actually lived in both places, and I was born and raised right here in the great state of Texas. I'm just out for a little good fun. Don't mean to make fun of anybody, but let's keep going talking about saltwater hot tubs. So in this video, we're going to explain how a saltwater system works, how you can add one to your existing hot tub. You don't have to buy it that way. We're going to look at a specific system that I like, and we're going to review some of the pros and cons. We're going to talk about chemical usage and how much money you can save by using a saltwater system. And then towards the end of this video, I'm even going to tell you exactly how many months it's going to take to recoup the cost of the saltwater system that we're going to add to a hot tub. So let's dive in. So first, what is a saltwater hot tub? Well, you can buy a hot tub that is already designed for saltwater, but in most cases, you're going to buy a saltwater generator that you add to any existing hot tub that's going to convert it into using salt to sanitize the water instead of things like chlorine or bromine. And it's actually really, really simple. You're going to mount a box on the side of your hot tub, and then you're going to have a little probe that kind of comes up and over the lip and just hangs down in the water. In a second, I'm going to show you exactly where I would put it on my hot tub. And full disclosure, I don't own a saltwater hot tub, and none of the 4 hot tubs I've owned were saltwater systems. I have, however, researched it extensively for blog posts on my website, so I've learned a great deal about it, and that's what I'm sharing with you in this video. But in a minute, like I said, I'm going to show you exactly where I would put that saltwater generator on my hot tub to where you really wouldn't see it at all. It would be completely discreet and out of sight. It does not require any plumbing, doesn't require an electrician. It's simple to use. It plugs into a standard grounded wall outlet, and it comes with a 15-foot cord. So if your outlet is further away than that, you would want to use a heavy-duty grounded extension cord. But the ideal scenario would just be to plug it directly into a wall outlet. But no plumbing, no electrical. That's the benefit of it. But what about the benefits of salt water itself? There are a great deal of benefits from soaking in salt water. First of all, if you soak in a hot tub like mine, I use bromine as my sanitizer and chlorine as my shock. That can leave your skin kind of dry and red and rough and patchy. You know, when you get out and you immediately want to put on lotion on your skin, it puts the lotion on its skin. You immediately want to do that when you're soaking in a normal hot tub. In a saltwater hot tub, it's the complete opposite. The salt rejuvenates your skin, makes it feel soft and luxurious. That sounded a little weird, but that's how it works. And there's a lot of benefits from soaking in salt water. It's been known and proven to treat things like psoriasis, eczema, any dry skin condition, but also different types of arthritis. And then also, the salt water can boost the immune system, the lymphatic system. There's a whole host of benefits, and you don't need to take my word for it. I've researched several different medical studies and journals, and I'm going to link to those down at the bottom of the description if you want to verify any of those claims. But there's a whole host of benefits that come from soaking in a saltwater system rather than just a normal chlorine or bromine system. I do want to point out, however, that it's an urban legend, a myth really, that with a saltwater hot tub you never ever have to add bromine or chlorine. That's just not true. You will have to add them, but you won't have to add them nearly as frequently, nor in as nearly a large of a quantity as you normally would. I typically put about a quarter cup of chlorine shock in my hot tub once a week. Then I put bromine tablets, little 1-inch tablets in here, and I probably put 6 a time, and it lasts me at least a week, maybe longer. All told, that's about $4 worth of chemicals that I add on a weekly basis. In a minute, I'm going to break down exactly how many weeks it's going to take using a saltwater generator to recoup that cost. In other words, how many weeks can you go of not adding those chemicals in that quantity to cover the cost of the saltwater generator? I'm going to cover that in just a minute. So what is this mystery device? Well, it's a product called the Control-O-Matic Smarter Spa Saltwater Smart Chlorine Operating System, I think is what it's called. I'm not going to say that 3 times fast, and I don't recommend that you do that either. It is on Amazon though, which is lucky for me, then I don't have to pronounce it again. Just click the link down below in the description to check it out, see what the current price is, read some of the reviews. In a minute though, I'm going to get into some of the top worst reviews that are currently on Amazon, and we're going to kind of go through those one by one so you really have a well-rounded picture of this product. But just know that it's under $400 currently. It has great reviews, almost 80 of them, and the vast majority of those are 5-star. Amazon's terms of service prevent me from telling you the exact star rating, and they also prevent me from reading any specific reviews on there, or even telling you how many 1-star reviews there are. I can't tell you that, thanks Bezos. But you can go there yourself in the link below and kind of check it out. But I have checked it out. I've read every single negative review. And like I said, in a minute, we're going to talk about what those things are, just to see if they might be a concern for you if you got this system. Okay, so I mentioned I was going to show you where I would put the saltwater generator in my hot tub. That way you can kind of mirror that if your hot tub is similar to mine, because where I'm going to show you would be completely discreet and virtually no one would see it. And that's ideal, honestly. So let me show you that right now. First, I have to move my cover though. Okay, so hopefully you can see me here. Where I would mount it on either, in my case, I'd probably have to mount it on the outside of this fence because there's just not quite enough clearance in between the hot tub and the fence itself. But either way would be fine. And then I would just run that probe right over the lip here, and I would pull this cover off, and I would just have it dangling down there into the filter compartment. I would put the cover back on, and all you'd really see is one small black wire right there. That's it. Otherwise, it would be completely discreet and you wouldn't see it at all. And that's really ideal, I think. I wouldn't want to just have it bobbing around in the water and then bumping into me every time I turn the jets on. So I mentioned earlier that I add about 6 little 1-inch bromine tablets to my floater every week, and maybe a 1/4 cup of shock. Chlorine shock is what I use. It's just under $4 a week probably in the amount of chemicals that I use. I also mentioned that the Control-O-Matic saltwater system was just under $400. So knowing that I'm going to save 95% of the cost of the chemicals that I'm currently adding, it's going to take me about 2 years of not having to add those chemicals to cover the cost of the saltwater system. So in 2 years, it will completely pay for itself. Now, I know that's not exactly a miracle amount of time. That's a fairly long amount of time, but it is worth knowing that in 2 years, you'll cover the cost of that system in what you save in chemicals. Now, I also mentioned, though, that it's a myth that you never have to add any chemicals whatsoever. What you'll find is, and of course, you always just want to dip a test strip in and see how it looks. But what you might find is, let's say you have a bunch of family members visiting for Thanksgiving, and every day 6 or 8 people are getting in your hot tub for a week straight. You may find at the end of that week that the saltwater generator just hasn't been able to keep up with the demand for the chlorine because of all that extra use. And you may have to add a little bit of shock or sanitizer just to get the levels back where you want it. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. On an ongoing basis, you'll have to add almost nothing in terms of sanitizer or shock. You will, however, find that a saltwater system does tend to raise the pH. So you might find you're having to add a little bit more of a product designed to lower the pH. So just be aware of that. Okay, so I told you that the system is really simple. A box mounts on the side of your hot tub, a probe dips over into the water, and then it plugs into a standard grounded wall outlet. Pretty simple, right? However, I also alluded to the fact that there were a few complaints on Amazon, and I want to go over those with you now, just so you have a well-rounded picture of this product. Again, it has well over 4 stars and almost 80 reviews. And of course, like I mentioned, Amazon's terms of service prevent me from actually giving you specifics on those things. It's not me being vague, it's Jeff Bezos. But it's still a really, really good product, and the number of really negative reviews I could pretty much count on one hand. I do encourage you to read them though, and the link to that product on Amazon is down in the description below so you can check it out. But the top reviews really fall into 2 categories. Either the product didn't work right out of the box, the person of course supposedly hooked it up correctly and claimed that it didn't work, or they claimed that it broke after a few months. Either way, the product comes with a 1-year warranty. Now, of course, if it doesn't work right out of the box, just send it back to Amazon. They'll send you a new one. If it breaks after a few months, you're probably going to want to reach out to the company directly for that warranty service. But again, you're covered with a 1-year warranty either way. The other complaint I saw, which was kind of interesting, talked about the fact that the system did not work well with the box mounted on the outside of the hot tub in areas that get below 14 degrees Fahrenheit, obviously in the winter. I don't have that problem here in Texas. In fact, it'd be nice if I did. I don't have that problem, so I would just mount mine on the outside here. But if you live somewhere like Minneapolis or Denver maybe, you probably are going to want to mount that on the inside. In other words, you're going to want to remove the panel and mount it on the inside where the rest of the equipment is, because it's obviously going to be a lot warmer inside of that shell with the hot water radiating from the outside of the acrylic shell. It's not going to be a problem that way. And then you'll just have to run the wire kind of over the top of the panel and then into the water. So those were the top complaints. Again, not a big deal in my eyes, but I wanted you to have a well-rounded picture of this product just in case you decide a saltwater system is what you need for your hot tub. Okay, so just to quickly sum up, the saltwater system is going to set you back just a little under $400. Does have a few concerns, but for the most part, outstanding reviews. Doesn't require a plumber or an electrician. Plug it in, run the probe into the water, and it's good to go. Very simple to set up. It's going to be a lot gentler on your skin if you have conditions like psoriasis or eczema, maybe arthritis. It's going to be beneficial for those. And again, those medical claims that I researched from credible medical sources are linked down in the description of this video, just in case you want to verify what I've just said. It's going to be a really good product to add. It's going to save you money on your chemicals, particularly your shock and your sanitizer, and you'll recoup the cost of your saltwater system with what you save on those chemicals in about 2 years. But for now, my name's Jeff Campbell. This is my channel, Hot Tub Owner HQ. I also have my website, hottubownerhq.com. I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up for this video, then smash that subscribe button and the bell notification button too. But for now, I'll see you in the next video.